In and Out Burger. Here we are in beautiful Hollyweird. Hooray for Hollyweird! Bing. The V4 Panigale has 5 frickin' recalls, man. That's a lot of recalls for any motorcycle. So if I had, 25 to 30 grand burn a hole in my pocket, would I buy a V4?
I don't know. That's a good question.
But I will have a tasty burger. You know what they call a quarter pound with cheese in Paris?
Oh, they don't call it a quarter pound with cheese?
Nah, man, they got the metric system. What the fuck quarter pounder is?
What do they call it?
They call it a Royale with cheese. Royale with cheese. What do they call a Big Mac? A Big Mac's Big Mac. They call it Le Big Mac.
Le Big Mac.
Better be alert. I might just throw a random fry in the middle. Oh, who's faster? That was good.
Going to wonderful Beverly Hills here, Southern California. It's Christmas Eve. I thought I'd do a little Christmas Eve video. About all the recalls on the new V4, Ducati V4. I think they're up to like 5 recalls. If you go to the NHTSA website or NHTSA, if you go to that website, you'll see there's 5 recalls currently listed for the V4. So the most recent recall is the valve train chain tensioner. So while the cams are gear driven, the gears are chain driven, and I guess the chain tensioner has a proclivity to loosen. The bolts that retain the chain tensioner can loosen, causing an oil leak, which obviously is a crashing hazard. I think there were like 1,500 bikes that were potentially affected by that. I think there are only currently 2 known cases listed on the website. The next recall, which is also pretty recent, I think it came out in November, is for the oil cooler ports. I believe they crack, and that's also an oil leaking hazard, so, there's a crash issue there. And I think it affects 1,663 bikes. There are only, I believe, 2 reported cases. All you, cowboy. HeritageClassics.com. Friggin' OJ's Bronco right there. Look at that thing. Oh, Rodeo Drive. Oh boy, look at this. Oh, pretty. So where was I? Oh, the third most recent recall had to do with the rear brakes. The brake pad material can actually separate from the backer, which can lead to obviously some stopping issues. I think that potentially affected 72 motorcycles, and then there were 4 known incidents. The fourth recall I think you're all aware of. That's the V4 Panigale combustion issue, where it just spontaneously explodes into flames. And that has to do with the gas tank breather valve plug. There actually is only 1 known case. I think you saw that. It was all over the internet, of this guy's bike that just like bursts into flames at the corner of the road. I think that affects 692 bikes. So if you've got a V4, any of the models, you definitely want to go to the dealer and make sure you're in the green. Now the 5th recall is related to that. I guess the gas tank filler cap can, when it's opened, it can spray fuel. You don't want fuel just in your face when you go to fill her up. Oh, look at this guy on the wrong side of the road. Come Come on, buddy. There you go. That's one of the only people in California I've ever seen use a directional.
Step aside, butch. Gonna get myself a couple of hard pipe hitting it.
Oh, friggin' Ford Tempo. God damn, that thing's ugly. I never realized how ugly that car was. Here we are in beautiful Hollyweird. Hooray for Hollyweird! Bing. There's the Grumman Chinese Theater. Oh, look at that. Hollywood is a shithole, by the way. Just in case you're wondering. Friggin' smells like pee everywhere. So this bike just hit 30,000. I'm actually at, what am I at? At 30,529. So I'm right up against the valve clearance check and service interval. Probably going to need a valve adjustment. I'm going to end up doing it myself just to save myself some dough, because it's like $2,000. The estimates I got were like 14 hours of labor plus parts, and it's been a fairly reliable bike. I really haven't had any issues since the last long-term review. Now this 1199 Panigale had, I believe, one recall for the Olin's TTX 36 rear shock. The damper rod, the rod that retains the entire assembly of the shock, the nut would actually loosen and the shock would come apart, which is really bad. But so this bike had one recall, but the V4 Panigale has 5 frickin' recalls, man. That's a lot of recalls for any motorcycle. So the Super Quattro wasn't that great a departure from the Tesla Strada motor that preceded it, but I don't think that reliability translates between the Super Quattro and the V4. Yeah, the V4 has a racing pedigree and there's some history there. Race engineering world is very different from the mass production engineering world. So there are going to be a number of niggles that Ducati is going to have to work out with that bike. And I don't know, if I was in the market for a new motorcycle, I might hold off for another year or so. An all-new design like that needs at least another year, so you need at least 2 production years, 2 full production years before you really know what's going on. So this bike was a late model 2013, so a lot of the niggles were already worked out when I bought this bike. Every new production model has its issues, its quirks, recalls, etc. 350 feet. No, that's not. Oh, here it is, Chinese Grumman Theater. Look at that. Oh, it's roped off. Why is that? It's weird. Bang. You know, when the current generation R1 came out, it had a number of issues. One of them was problems with gear fracturing, which would cause transmission lockup, and you know, that's not good. Oh, look at that, festivities. Palm trees, sunshine, and perverts. In and out burger. So if I had, 25 to 30 grand burn a hole in my pocket, would I buy a V4? Honestly, I mean, would I buy one? No, I don't think I would. I think I would wait till probably the end of the 2019 model year, especially with an all-new design like that that's cut from whole cloth. But I will have a tasty burger. You know what they call a quarter pound with cheese in Paris? Oh, they don't call it a quarter pound with cheese? Nah, man, they got the metric system. What the fuck quarter pounder is? Or what do they call it? They call it a Royale with cheese. Parking the bike, going in to get a tasty burger. Royale with cheese. Or what do they call a Big Mac? Well, Big Mac's Big Mac, except they call it Le Big Mac. Le Big Mac. Another attraction that is unique to California is In-N-Out Burger. It's like a high-end McDonald's, but it's way, way better. They pride themselves in the service being friendly. That's legal, but ain't 100% legal. I mean, you can't just walk into a restaurant, roll a joint, start puffing away. You want you to smoke at your home, certain designated places. Knows the hash bars, like it breaks down like this. It's legal to buy it, it's legal to own it. If you're a proprietor of a hash bar, it's legal to sell it.
Mm-hmm.